After 3 years of marriage, Zhu Yangjing has traveled the world with his first love but refuses to come home to see me. Not being able to marry her is already a regret. I want to accompany her across every mountain and river. When he brought his pregnant first love home, I ended the marriage with a divorce agreement, yet he abandoned her and knelt before me begging for a second chance. At 5 in the afternoon I tied on an apron and began preparing dinner for our 3rd wedding anniversary. The aroma of sweet and sour pork ribs filled the kitchen, Zhu Yangjing's favorite dish. Over these 3 years of marriage, I've transformed from an illustrator who couldn't even turn on a gas stove into a full-time wife who can cook a full table of delicious food for him. I gave up my upcoming solo illustration exhibition, turned down all commercial collaborations, and trapped myself in this 100-square-meter apartment. I thought that as long as I gave enough, he would eventually see my worth, but I forgot that someone whose heart belongs to another will never see the devotion of the person beside them. In these 3 years, Zhu Yangjing has come home only a handful of times. He always said he was busy with work or traveling on business, but later I found out that his so-called business trips were actually vacations with Shen Qinghuan. From Paris to Tokyo, from the Maldives to Iceland, they've seen all the world's scenery together. Meanwhile, I could only stay in this empty house waiting for his occasional return. I placed the last dish on the table and glanced at the clock on the wall. 8 in the evening, Zhu Yangjing still hadn't come back. I called him, and the phone rang for a long time before he picked up. It was noisy on his end, with the sound of ocean waves in the background. Hello, his voice was impatient. Yangjing, when are you coming back? Today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I made your favorite sweet and sour pork ribs, I said softly. Got it, I'll be back when I'm done. He hung up quickly. Listening to the dial tone, bitterness welled up in my heart. I knew he didn't remember what day it was at all, or perhaps he remembered but simply didn't care. I sat at the table, staring at the dishes growing cold, unable to take a single bite. Time ticked by minute by minute. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. The clock on the wall struck 12. It was already the next day. Zhu Yangjing still hadn't returned. I stood up, ready to throw away the food. Just then, the sound of the door lock turning came. My heart leaped and I quickly turned around. The door opened, and Zhu Yangjing walked in. He was dressed casually, looking travel-worn, clearly just back from out of town. Just as I was about to speak, I noticed a woman following behind him. She wore a white dress, with long hair draped over her shoulders and a slightly protruding belly. She appeared to be 4 or 5 months pregnant. With her arm looped through Zhu Yangjing's, she looked at me timidly, yet there was a hint of smugness hidden in her eyes. I recognized her. She was Shen Qinghuan, Zhu Yangjing's college sweetheart. 3 years ago, the day before my wedding to Zhu Yangjing, she had gone abroad. Zhu Yangjing got so drunk over it that he held me all night, calling out Shen Qinghuan's name. I thought that with her gone, he would slowly forget her. But in the past 3 years they had been together all along. Zhu Yangjing helped Shen Qinghuan sit down on the sofa, then turned to look at me. His face was expressionless, as if he were talking about something trivial. Xixia, let me introduce you. This is Qinghuan. She's pregnant and the baby is mine. My mind went blank with a loud buzz. Although I had long known about their relationship, hearing him say it out loud and seeing Shen Qinghuan's swollen belly still made my heart ache as if cut by a knife. Zhu Yangjing, what do you mean by this? I asked, my voice trembling. Nothing much, Zhu Yangjing said flatly. Qinghuan is carrying my child and I can't let her suffer from now on. She'll be living here. I looked at him in disbelief. Then what about me? You, Zhu Yangjing frowned. You can move to the guest room. Qinghuan is pregnant and needs care. From now on you'll take good care of her. After she has the baby, I won't treat you unfairly. I looked at him, finding it utterly ridiculous. I had been married to him for 3 years, given up my career for him, managed the household for him and taken care of his parents. Now, he was bringing another woman and her child home and still expected me to care for her. Zhu Yangjing, you've gone too far, I said through clenched teeth. Too far? Zhu Yangjing sneered. Xixia, I've already been fair to you. If Qinghuan hadn't gone abroad back then, I would never have married you. Not being able to marry her was already a regret. I want to travel the world with her and make up for all the suffering she's endured these 3 years. Asterisk, not being able to marry her was already a regret. I want to travel the world with her. Asterisk, these words pierced my heart like a sharp knife. So, my 3 years of devotion meant nothing to him, so I was just a substitute when his first love wasn't around. Now that she was back, the substitute was to be discarded. I took a deep breath, suppressing the turmoil inside me. I didn't cry or make a scene. Instead, I walked to the dining table, picked up the wedding ring resting on it and placed it on the coffee table. Zhu Yangjing, let's get a divorce, I said calmly. Zhu Yangjing froze, clearly not expecting me to say that. He must have thought I would cry and beg him not to leave as I had before. Lin Jixia, don't throw a tantrum, Zhu Yangjing said with a frown. I know you're upset, but Qinghuan is carrying my child. I have to take responsibility for her. Be sensible and don't make things difficult for me. I'm not throwing a tantrum, I said. I'm serious. I'll have a lawyer draft the divorce papers as soon as possible. You just need to sign them. Shen Qinghuan tugged at Zhu Yangjing's arm and said in a coquettish voice, Yangjing, it's all my fault. Maybe I should leave. I don't want to come between you and Sister Su. Why would you leave? Zhu Yangjing patted her hand and said gently, this is your home now. No one can make you leave. Then he turned his head and looked at me coldly. Lin Jixia, I'm warning you. Don't be ungrateful. If you dare divorce me, I'll make sure you leave with nothing, not a single cent. I ignored him. I just took out my phone and quietly pressed the stop recording button. I had recorded every word he had just said. This was all evidence of his infidelity. Whatever you say, I said calmly. I won't take a cent less than what's rightfully mine, and I won't take a cent more of what isn't. With that, I turned and walked into the bedroom, closing the door behind me. Leaning against the door, I finally let my tears fall silently. 3 years of marriage, 5 years of unrequited love, all wasted on the wrong person. But that's okay. From today on, I will no longer cry for those who aren't worth it. I will take back everything that belongs to me and start a new life. Zhu Yangjing, Shen Qinghuan, you owe me, and I will collect every last bit. Little by little. The next morning, I was woken by the sound of voices in the living room. I walked out of the bedroom and saw my mother-in-law Liu Xueqin had arrived. She was holding Shen Qinghuan's hand, grinning from ear to ear. Oh, Qinghuan, you've really worked hard carrying our Zhu family's grandson. You must take good care of yourself. Liu Xueqin touched Shen Qinghuan's belly, her face full of affection. Thank you, auntie. Shen Qinghuan said sweetly. I will. Zhu Yangjing sat nearby, watching them with a satisfied smile on his face. The three of them were so harmonious that I felt like the one who didn't belong. When she saw me come out, Liu Xueqin's face immediately darkened. Lin Jixia, so you finally decided to show up, Liu Xueqin said sourly. Qinghuan is carrying our Zhu family's grandson. Don't you know to get up early and make breakfast? What if you let our Qinghuan go hungry? I ignored her and walked straight toward the bathroom. Hey, you stop right there. Liu Xueqin stood up and blocked my way. I'm talking to you. Do you hear me? I hear you, I said flatly, but I'm not your family's maid and I'm under no obligation to make breakfast for her. If she wants something to eat, she can make it herself, or have your precious son do it. You, Liu Xueqin trembled with anger. Lin Jixia, how dare you talk to me like that? I'm your mother-in-law. I know you're my mother-in-law, I said, but I'm also a human being. Not your family's servant. You've gone too far. Liu Xueqin pointed at my nose and scolded. 3 years of marriage, and you haven't been able to give birth to a single child. Our Zhu family has been more than tolerant of you. Now that Qinghuan is carrying our Zhu family's grandson, what's so wrong with asking you to take care of her? It's your duty. As for why I can't have a child, I said, looking her in the eye, enunciating every word, whose fault is that in these 3 years how many days has Zhu Yangjing actually lived at home? 300 days out of 365. He's been out there with Shen Qinghuan. How am I supposed to get pregnant? Liu Xueqin's face alternated between red and pale. Of course, she knew that Zhu Yangjing rarely came home all year round, but she had simply pretended not to know. Then you can't blame Yangjing, Liu Xueqin argued irrationally. Well, men put their careers first. It's normal for them to socialize outside. Besides, Qinghuan is a good girl. If she hadn't gone abroad back then, Yangjing would have married her long ago. Now that she's back and carrying Yangjing's child, you should be more magnanimous and accept her. Magnanimous? I laughed. You want me to accept my husband's child with another woman and even take care of her? That's what you call magnanimous? Mother-in-law, if I had a child with another man and brought it home for your son to take care of, could you be magnanimous? What nonsense are you talking? Liu Xueqin shrieked. You've brought shame upon our Zhu family. The shame isn't from me but from your precious son, I said. He's the one who had an affair while married and brought another woman home, disgracing your Zhu family. You, Liu Xueqin was so angry she couldn't speak. Mom, don't get upset with her. Zhu Yangjing stood up and looked at me coldly. Lin Jixia, I'm asking you one last time, will you move to the guest room and take care of Qinghuan? No, I said firmly. I paid the down payment on this house before we got married and we paid the mortgage together after marriage. I have the right to live here. If anyone moves, it should be you. You. Zhu Yangjing's face turned purple with rage. Lin Jixia, don't be so shameless. I paid for the renovation of this house, and I bought all the furniture and appliances. If you dare not move out, I'll throw your things out right now. You dare, I said. If you dare throw out my things, I'll call the police. Furthermore, I'll hand over the evidence of your infidelity to the court. When that happens, not only will you have to split half our property with me, but your company will also suffer because of your scandal. Zhu Yangjing's expression shifted. He hadn't expected me to use his company as leverage. His company was what he cared about most, and he would never allow any scandal to tarnish its reputation. Fine, just fine. Zhu Yangjing gritted his teeth. Lin Jixia, you've got guts. Just then Shen Qinghuan suddenly clutched her stomach and said in pain, oh, my stomach hurts so much. Qinghuan, what's wrong? Zhu Yangjing immediately supported her nervously. Are you unwell somewhere? I don't know, Shen Qinghuan said weakly. Maybe it's because the auntie and sister Lin were arguing just now and I got too tense. That's why my stomach started hurting. This is all your fault. Zhu Yangjing turned his head and glared at me viciously. Lin Jixia, look at what you've done to Qinghuan. If anything happens to her and the baby, I will never let you off. Liu Shuaqin quickly added. Exactly, it's all your fault. You jinx. Apologize to Qinghuan right now. Why should I apologize when I did nothing wrong? I said coldly. Her stomach hurts because of her own problems, not because of me. How dare you talk back? Zhu Yangjing roared. Let me tell you, Lin Jixia, you will apologize to Qinghuan today or I'll make you pay. Looking at his twisted face, the last shred of illusion in my heart was completely shattered. I'll say it again, I did nothing wrong and I won't apologize, I said. If you don't feel comfortable here, you can leave. I won't stop you. With that, I ignored them and walked straight into the bathroom, closing the door behind me. From outside came Shen Qinghuan's sobbing, Liu Shuaqin's cursing, and Zhu Yangjing's comforting words. I leaned against the wall and closed my eyes. There was no place for me in this home anymore. I had to leave as soon as possible. After washing up, I walked out of the bathroom, grabbed my bag and headed for the door. Where are you going? Zhu Yangjing barked. None of your business, I said. Lin Jixia, if you dare leave, don't ever come back. Zhu Yangjing roared. I didn't look back. I pulled the door open and walked out. Stepping out of the building, the sunlight fell warmly on me. I took a deep breath and felt completely lightened. Goodbye to this house full of heartbreak and betrayal. Goodbye to the man I once loved for 5 years. From today on, I will live for myself. I took out my phone and called my best friend, Xia Ran. Hey. Xia Ran, I said, I'm getting a divorce. Can I stay at your place for a few days? What divorce? Xia Ran's voice shot up. That's great. I've been telling you to leave that scumbag for ages. Where are you? I'll come pick you up right now. I'm at the entrance of the neighborhood. I said, okay, I'll be there soon, Xia Ran said. After hanging up, I stood at the gate waiting for Xia Ran. I knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but I wasn't afraid. As long as I could leave Zhu Yangjing, as long as I could be myself again, no matter how hard it got, I was willing. Xia Ran arrived quickly by car. Seeing me standing at the neighborhood gate, she got out immediately and gave me a big hug. Nyan Nyan, you've finally come to your senses, Xia Ran said excitedly. I told you long ago that scumbag Zhu Yangjing was never worth your devotion. Leaving him, you'll only live a better life. Leaning in her arms, my nose stung and I nearly burst into tears. Thank you, Xia Ran, I said. I really don't know what I would have done without you. Don't be so polite with me, Xia Ran patted me on the back. We're best friends. Come on, let's go to my place first and we can talk things over slowly. I nodded and got into Xia Ran's car. As the car started moving, I looked out the window at the receding neighborhood, feeling no trace of reluctance. When we arrived at Xia Ran's place, she prepared a guest room for me. Just stay here comfortably for as long as you like, Xia Ran said. Anyway, living alone is pretty boring for me. Thank you, Xia Ran, I said, touched. No need to thank me. Xia Ran said, by the way, what are you planning to do next? Are you really going to divorce Zhu Yangjing? Of course I am, I said firmly. I've had enough. These 3 years have been too suffocating for me. I don't want to go on like this anymore. Good, I support you, Xia Ran said. I'll help you with the divorce. I know a very skilled divorce lawyer, Lawyer Zhong, who specializes in handling cases of marital infidelity. I'll give her a call right now." "Okay," I said. Xia Ran immediately called Lawyer Zhong and scheduled a meeting for tomorrow afternoon. After hanging up, Xia Ran said to me, "We'll go see Lawyer Zhong together tomorrow afternoon. Bring all the evidence you have, such as photos of Zhu Yanjing's infidelity, chat logs, transfer records and so on. These are very important for the division of marital assets in the divorce." "I have them," I said. "Yesterday when he brought Shen Qinghuan home, I made a recording. Also I've saved all the transfer records, flight tickets, and hotel bills his given Shen Qinghuan over the past 3 years." "Really, that's great," Xia Ran said happily. "With this evidence that scumbag Zhu Yangjing won't get the upper hand." "Actually, I've known about Zhu Yangjing and Shen Qinghuan for a long time. I was just deceiving myself, unwilling to believe it over these 3 years. Every time I discovered him transferring money to Shen Qinghuan, every time I found flight tickets from trips he took with her, I told myself that he was just momentarily confused and that he still cared about me. To keep him, I pretended not to know anything and continued playing the role of a devoted wife. Looking back now, I was so foolish, but fortunately I've finally woken up. The next afternoon, Xia Ran and I went to see Lawyer Zhong together. She was a very capable woman, around her 30s. After reviewing the evidence I provided, she said with certainty, "Ms. Lin, your evidence is very solid. Zhu Yangjing committed marital infidelity and gave a large amount of marital property to a third party. Not only can you file for divorce, but you can also demand that Shen Qinghuan return all the property she received, and request that Zhu Yangjing receive a smaller share or no share of the marital assets when they are divided." Hearing Lawyer Zhong's words, I breathed a sigh of relief. "What should I do now?" I asked. "I'll first draft the divorce agreement for you and send it to Zhu Yangjing. If he agrees to an uncontested divorce, that's best. If not, we'll file a lawsuit in court," Attorney Zhong said. "Also, regarding Shen Qinghuan's return of property, we can file a separate lawsuit simultaneously." "Alright, I'll follow your advice," I said. It was already evening when I finished talking with Attorney Zhong. Xia Ran and I walked out of the law firm, and she said to me, "Nian Nian, don't worry. With Attorney Zhong on our side, we'll definitely win." "I know," I said with a smile. "I'm not worried at all now." "That's good," Xia Ran said. "Come on, let's go get a nice meal to celebrate your soon-to-be freedom from misery." "Sounds great," I said. We went to have hot pot together and talked a lot. After the meal I said to Xia Ran, "Xia Ran, I want to go back tomorrow to pack my things and move here." "Okay, I'll go with you," Xia Ran said. "I'm afraid that jerk Zhu Yangjing might bully you." "No need," I shook my head. "I can do it myself. Besides, I've already called the police. If he dares to do anything to me, the police will come." "Alright then," Xia Ran said. "Take care of yourself. Call me anytime if anything happens." "Okay," I said. The next morning I took a taxi back to the wedding house I shared with Zhu Yangjing. I took out my key and opened the door. No one was in the living room. Shen Qinghuan's suitcase was on the sofa. She had clearly already moved in. Ignoring it, I walked straight into the bedroom and began packing my belongings. I only packed my clothes, books, and painting tools. I didn't take a single thing that Zhu Yangjing had bought for me. As I was packing, Shen Qinghuan came out of the master bedroom. She was wearing my silk robe and holding a water glass. When she saw me, a smug smile appeared on her face. "Oh, Sister Su, back to pack your things," Shen Qinghuan said. "That's right, this will be my home from now on, so your things really should be moved out." I ignored her and continued packing. "Don't be angry, Sister Su," she said hypocritically, coming up to me. "I didn't want it to be like this either. Yangjing and I truly love each other. If I hadn't gone abroad back then, you two would never have gotten married. Just let us be together." I looked up at her and said coldly, "I'll let you be together, but I'm taking back everything that belongs to me." "Everything that belongs to you?" Shen Qinghuan laughed. "Everything here belongs to Yangjing, and that means it belongs to me. What do you have that's yours?" "Is that so?" I said. "I paid the down payment on this house and we split the mortgage payments after marriage. What's more, the 217 million yuan that Zhu Yangjing transferred to you over the past 3 years is our joint marital property. I've already hired a lawyer to sue you, demanding that you return all of it." The expression on Shen Qinghuan's face changed instantly. You're lying. He gave me that money willingly." "It doesn't matter if he gave it willingly," I said. He has no right to unilaterally give away our joint marital property to a third party. The court will definitely order you to return it. A flicker of panic flashed in Shen Qinghuan's eyes, but she quickly composed herself. I don't believe you, Shen Qinghuan said. Brother Yangjing won't make me pay back the money. We'll see about that, I said. I zipped up my suitcase ready to leave. Just then, Shen Qinghuan suddenly spotted a crystal trophy on the desk. It was the gold medal award from the national illustration competition I won in college, my most prized possession. Shen Qinghuan walked over, picked up the trophy and deliberately said, "This trophy is really nice, but it takes up too much space here. It might as well be thrown away." With that, she let go and the trophy fell to the floor, shattering into pieces. "Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Sister Su, I didn't mean it," Shen Qinghuan said hypocritically. I looked at the fragments on the floor, and my gaze turned cold. This trophy was something I had worked hard for a long time to earn. It meant the world to me. She deliberately broke it. "Shen Qinghuan, you did that on purpose," I said, enunciating each word. "I didn't mean it," Shen Qinghuan said. "It fell on its own, Sister Su, don't wrongly accuse me, just." Then Zhu Yangjing returned. He saw the fragments on the floor, then looked at Shen Qinghuan's aggrieved expression and immediately frowned. "What happened?" Zhu Yangjing asked. "Yangjing." Shen Qinghuan immediately threw herself into his arms, crying, "I accidentally broke Sister Su's trophy. I already apologized to her, but she won't let it go and even said she'd sue me." Zhu Yangjing looked up and glared at me fiercely. "Lin Jixia, have you had enough? Isn't it just a lousy trophy? Qinghuan didn't mean it. Do you have to be so petty? A lousy trophy?" I looked at him, finding it utterly ridiculous. "Zhu Yangjing, you know very well how important this trophy is to me. She deliberately broke it, and you won't even let her apologize. Instead you blame me. I told you she didn't mean it," Zhu Yangjing roared. "If you dare bully Qinghuan again, I won't go easy on you." "I bully her?" I laughed. "Fine, since you say so, let's call the police. Let the police see whether she meant it or not." As I spoke, I pulled out my phone and was about to dial 110. "Don't call the police." Zhu Yangjing quickly stopped me. He didn't want the situation to escalate and affect his company. "Fine, no police," I said. "Then make her apologize to me." "I won't apologize," Shen Qinghuan cried. "Yangjing, I'm not wrong, I won't apologize." All right, no apology then." Zhu Yangjing comforted her, then turned to look at me. "Lin Jixia, don't push your luck, it's just a lousy trophy. I'll compensate you for it. How much? I'll transfer the money to you." "You can't afford it," I said. "This trophy is a testament to my youth and dreams. No amount of money can buy it back." "You." Zhu Yangjing was too angry to speak. I ignored him, took out my phone and called the property management. "Hello, is this property management? I'm Lin Jixia, owner of Unit XXX, Building X, Section X. Strangers have entered my home and deliberately damaged my property. Please send 2 security guards over." After hanging up, I looked at Zhu Yangjing and Shen Qinghuan and said coldly, "This house is mine. I'm asking you to leave immediately, otherwise when the guards arrive I'll report you for illegal trespassing." Zhu Yangjing's face turned livid. "Lin Jixia, don't go too far. You're the ones going too far," I said. "You brought another woman into my home and damaged my property. Now, please leave my house immediately." Just then 2 security guards arrived. "Ms. Lin, what's going on?" the guards asked. "These 2 entered my house without my permission and deliberately damaged my property," I said. "Please escort them out." The guards looked at Zhu Yangjing and Shen Qinghuan, then at the fragments on the floor and said to Zhu Yangjing, "Sir, please leave, otherwise we'll have to call the police." Zhu Yangjing looked at me, his eyes filled with malice, but he knew that dragging this out would only harm him. "Fine, Lin Jixia, you've got guts," Zhu Yangjing said through gritted teeth. "Let's go." He pulled Shen Qinghuan and left angrily. Watching their retreating figures, I let out a sigh of relief. I crouched down, looked at the trophy fragments on the floor and felt a pang of sadness, but soon, I wiped away my tears. Broken is broken. Just like my relationship with Zhu Yangjing, once shattered, it can never be pieced back together. I gathered the fragments and threw them into the trash. Then, I pulled my suitcase and walked out of that house. The moment I locked the door, I knew it was finally over between me and Zhu Yangjing. I took out my phone and sent a text to Lawyer Zhong. "Lawyer Zhong, you can send the divorce agreement to Zhu Yangjing now." After sending the message, I pulled my suitcase and headed toward the entrance of the neighborhood. The sunlight fell on me, warm and cozy. I looked up at the sky. It was blue with a few white clouds drifting by. The road ahead was still long, but I knew that as long as I walked on bravely, I would eventually meet the sunshine meant for me. It had been a week since I moved into Xia Ran's place. This past week, I had been living peacefully. Lawyer Zhong had sent the divorce agreement to Zhu Yangjing, but he still hadn't signed it. He called me many times, but I didn't answer. He sent many texts, but I didn't reply. I knew it wasn't that he didn't want the divorce, he just didn't want to split the assets with me, but that was fine. If he didn't agree to the divorce, we would settle it in court. I had enough evidence. I wasn't afraid that he wouldn't sign. That morning, I was helping Xia Ran organize her fashion design drafts when she suddenly said, "Nyan Nyan, you've been idle for a whole week. Don't you want to do something?" "I don't really know what to do," I sighed. "I haven't painted for 3 years. My hands have lost their touch." "How could that be?" Xia Ran said. "You're so talented, you paint so well. How could you lose your touch? Let me tell you, the illustration market is on fire right now. If you start painting again, you'll definitely make it big." I smiled but said nothing. The truth was, it wasn't that I didn't want to paint. I was just afraid that I wouldn't paint well, afraid that people wouldn't like my work, afraid that I could never find that old feeling again. "Don't be scared, Nyan Nyan," Xia Ran said, looking at me. "I know these past 3 years haven't been easy for you. You gave up on your dream, but now you're free. You can pick up your brush again and do what you love." She took my hand and led me to her studio. In the corner of the studio stood an easel and a brand new set of watercolor paints. "I bought these for you," Xia Ran said. "Starting today, you paint here. I believe in you. I know you can do it." Looking into Xia Ran's sincere eyes, my heart was deeply moved. "Thank you, Xia Ran," I said. "Don't mention it," Xia Ran said with a smile. "Come on, paint something for me to see." I walked to the easel and picked up the brush. Holding it felt both familiar and strange. It had been 3 years since I last touched a brush. I took a deep breath, dipped the brush in some paint and made the first stroke. On the paper, at first, my strokes were awkward and the lines stiff, but gradually, I found my rhythm. The brush danced across the paper, the colors spreading and blending. I lost track of time, forgot my worries, and immersed myself in the world of painting. When I finally came to, it was already afternoon. On the paper was a painting of a girl standing in the sunlight, her back to the viewer, walking forward. Behind her was darkness, but ahead there was boundless light. The painting was titled *Farewell*, saying goodbye to the past, to the darkness, and embracing the light. Xia Ran came over, looked at the painting, and her eyes lit up instantly. "Nyan Nyan, this is amazing," she said excitedly. "Really, it's even better than what you used to paint." "Really?" I could hardly believe it. "Of course," Xia Ran said. "Look at the colors, the lines, the mood, all fantastic. I'm telling you, if you post this online, it'll go viral." Encouraged by Xia Ran, I posted the painting on my Weibo. My Weibo hadn't been updated in 3 years and I only had a few thousand followers, people who used to like my illustrations. After posting it, I didn't pay it any more attention and went to cook with Xia Ran. That evening after dinner, I picked up my phone to see if anyone had commented. As soon as I opened Weibo, I was stunned. My account had exploded. The painting Farewell had already been reposted tens of thousands of times with thousands of comments. "Oh my god, the master finally updated. I've waited for you for 3 years. This painting is so evocative it makes me want to cry. I can see the master's growth and transformation through this painting. The master is finally back. We've been waiting for you all along." Reading these comments, my eyes grew moist. So there were still so many people who remembered me, still so many who loved my art, so I hadn't been forgotten after all. Just then, I received a private message. It was from an editor at a publishing house. She said she really liked my painting Farewell and wanted to collaborate with me to publish a collection of healing illustrations. My heart raced with excitement. 3 years ago, my biggest dream had been to publish my own illustration collection, but I gave it up for Zhu Yangjing. Now that dream finally had a chance to come true. I immediately replied to the editor and made an appointment to discuss details the next day. After closing the message, I excitedly hugged Xia Ran. "Xia Ran, did you see that? A publisher wants to publish my illustration collection." I saw it, Xia Ran exclaimed excitedly. "I knew you could do it. That's fantastic." That night I was too excited to sleep. I had finally found my direction in life. I was no longer Lin Jixia, the full-time wife dependent on a man. I was Lin Jixia, the illustrator. The next morning, I met with the publisher's editor. She really liked my style, and we had a great conversation. Soon after, we signed a publishing contract, agreeing that my first illustration collection would be published in 6 months. Walking out of the publishing house, I felt light as air. 3 years of repression and grievance vanished in that moment. I took out my phone to share the good news with Xiaoran. Just then it rang, an unfamiliar number. I answered. Lin Jixia. On the other end came Zhu Yangjing's icy voice. My heart sank. Is something the matter? I said coolly. Where are you? Zhu Yangjing asked. Where I am is none of your business, I said. Lin Jixia, don't push your luck, Zhu Yangjing said. Let me tell you, I'm not signing the divorce papers. If you want a divorce, come back and talk to me properly, otherwise don't expect a single cent. Zhu Yangjing, it doesn't matter whether you sign or not, I said. If you don't agree to an amicable divorce, we'll settle it in court. I trust the court will give me a fair judgment. You, Zhu Yangjing was speechless with rage. Lin Jixia, do you think you can survive without me? Let me tell you, without me you're nothing. Is that so? I laughed. Zhu Yangjing, I'm doing very well now. I've started drawing again and I'm about to publish my own illustration collection. Without you, I'm doing even better. There was silence on the line for a few seconds. Clearly, Zhu Yangjing hadn't expected me to have resumed drawing and be publishing a collection. He had always thought I couldn't live without him. Lin Jixia, don't get too cocky, Zhu Yangjing snarled. So what if you're publishing some lousy book? It's nothing special. Let me tell you, as long as I refuse the divorce, you'll always be my wife. Whatever you say, I replied. I don't care. I've already hired a lawyer. Soon enough, the court will grant our divorce. With that, I hung up and blocked his number. I took a deep breath and looked up at the sky. The sun was bright and there wasn't a single cloud. Zhu Yangjing, did you think you could trap me? You were wrong. The me of today is no longer the Lin Jixia you once manipulated. I have my own career, my own dreams, my own life. Without you, I'll only do better. I turned and walked toward the subway station. My future was calling out to me. Since that phone call with Zhu Yangjing, he never contacted me again. I thought he had finally come to his senses and was ready to sign the divorce papers. But then he sent Shen Qinghuan to find me that afternoon. I was painting at Xiaoran's studio when my phone rang. It was an unfamiliar number. I answered. Is this Lin Jixia? Came Shen Qinghuan's saccharine voice on the other end. I frowned. Yes, it's me. What do you want? I said flatly. Sister Su, I'd like to meet with you to talk about the divorce, Shen Qinghuan said. There's nothing to discuss, I replied. If there's anything, have Zhu Yangjing talk to my lawyer. Don't be like that, Sister Su, she said. I really have something important to tell you. Let's meet at the cave downtown, shall we? Just half an hour. I thought for a moment, then said, fine. Where? At Starbucks, the downtown location, she said. I'll wait for you. After hanging up, Xiaoran asked, who was that? Shen Qinghuan, I said. She wants to meet to talk about the divorce. Her. Xiaoran frowned. What good could come from her? She's definitely just trying to provoke you. Don't go. I'm afraid she'll mess with you. It's fine, I said with a smile. I want to see what trick she's trying to pull. Besides, I'm curious to see what makes her so confident. Then I'll go with you, Xiaoran said. No need. I shook my head. I can handle it myself. Don't worry, I won't lose out. Alright then, Xiaoran said. Call me if anything happens. Okay, I said. I packed up my things and left. When I arrived at Starbucks, I saw Shen Qinghuan already sitting by the window. She was dressed head to toe in designer brands, holding the latest model phone, with a luxury bag on the table. She seemed to be living well. Seeing me enter, she waved. I walked over and sat down across from her. What would you like to drink? My treat, Shen Qinghuan said with fake sweetness. No thanks, I said. If you have something to say, just say it. I'm busy. Don't be so cold, Sister Su, she said. Actually, the reason I called you here today is to advise you to sign the divorce papers as soon as possible. I've wanted a divorce for a long time, I said. It's Zhu Yangjing who refuses to sign. Brother Yangjing isn't refusing to sign because he's reluctant, Shen Qinghuan said. Sister Su, I know you still love Brother Yangjing, but you can't force feelings. The person Brother Yangjing loves is me, not you. Just let us be together. I already have, I said. It's you two who won't let go. That's not true, Shen Qinghuan said. Brother Yangjing feels guilty toward you, which is why he won't sign. Sister Su, why don't you take the initiative, give up all the assets and walk away with nothing? That way Brother Yangjing won't feel guilty anymore and we can be together in peace. I looked at her and found it utterly ridiculous. Shen Qinghuan, are you out of your mind? I said. Why on earth would I walk away with nothing? I paid the down payment on the house and we paid off the mortgage together after marriage. Every penny Zhu Yangjing earned over these 3 years is joint marital property. I'm entitled to half, and the 217 million he transferred to you, I'm taking all of that back too. How can you be so greedy? Shen Qinghuan said with a frown. Brother Yangjing supported you for 3 years, he fed you, gave you a place to live, and you still want a share of his assets. Aren't you ashamed? He supported me for 3 years. I laughed. Shen Qinghuan, get your facts straight. I didn't spend a single cent of Zhu Yangjing's money over these 3 years. I used the savings I had before marriage and my illustration royalties. If anything, Zhu Yangjing spent a lot of my money, and I've kept records of all of it. When we divorce, I'll settle everything. Shen Qinghuan's expression shifted. I don't care, Shen Qinghuan said. Anyway, you can't claim any of Yangjing Ji's property. That money was all earned by him through hard work, and it will belong to me and my child in the future. If you dare to take it, I'll die right in front of you. Whether you die or not has nothing to do with me, I said. I won't take a single cent less than what belongs to me, nor will I take a single cent more than what doesn't. You, Shen Qinghuan was so angry she couldn't speak. She took out a stack of photos from her bag and threw them in front of me. Take a look at these, Shen Qinghuan said smugly. These were all taken when Yangjing Ji took me on trips. We went to Paris, Tokyo, Maldives, Iceland. We've seen all the beautiful sceneries in the world. Yangjing Ji said he wanted to travel through every mountain and river with me. What about you? You were married to him for 3 years. Where did he take you? Looking at the two people in the photos smiling so happily, I felt a slight sting in my heart, but soon I calmed down. It doesn't matter where he took me, I said. Anyway, we're about to get divorced. He can take whoever he wants from now on. It has nothing to do with me. Why aren't you angry at all? Shen Qinghuan asked, somewhat surprised. Why should I be angry? I said, getting angry over a man who doesn't love me isn't worth it. You're lying, Shen Qinghuan said. You must still love Yangjing Ji, otherwise why wouldn't you leave with nothing? You're just trying to drag this out and keep us apart. I'm not dragging this out, I said. I wanted a divorce a long time ago. It's Zhu Yangjing who refuses to sign. If you really want to be with him, go convince him to sign. Don't come looking for me. I've tried to convince him, Shen Qinghuan said, but he said he can't let you leave with nothing, that it would be too unfair to you, Sister Su. You see, Yangjing Ji still cares about you. If you're willing to leave with nothing, he'll be very grateful. I don't need his gratitude, I said. I just want what belongs to me. Shen Qinghuan looked at me, a hint of malice flashing in her eyes. Suddenly, she clutched her stomach and said in pain, "Oh, my stomach hurts so much." With that, she lunged toward me. I instinctively dodged. Shen Qinghuan missed and fell to the ground. Lying there, she cried, "Sister Su, why did you push me? My stomach, my baby." People around us turned to look and began pointing at us. What's wrong with this woman? How could she push a pregnant woman? Yeah, that's so cruel. She looks gentle, but who knew she had such a wicked heart? Shen Qinghuan lay on the ground, crying even harder. Just then, Zhu Yangjing rushed in. Seeing Shen Qinghuan on the ground, he immediately ran over and picked her up. "Qinghuan, what happened?" Zhu Yangjing asked anxiously. "Yangjing Ji, Shen Qinghuan sobbed. "I just wanted to persuade Sister Su to sign the divorce papers, and she pushed me. My stomach hurts so much. Will the baby be okay?" Zhu Yangjing looked up at me fiercely, his eyes full of murderous intent. "Lin Jixia, are you crazy?" Zhu Yangjing roared. "Qinghuan is carrying my child, and you dared to push her. If anything happens to her or the baby, I will never forgive you." "I didn't push her," I said calmly. "She fell on her own." "How dare you lie?" Zhu Yangjing said. "So many people saw you push her. What they saw was her lunging toward me. I dodged and she fell," I said. "Besides, I anticipated she would try something like this, so I had already started recording." I took out my phone and pressed play. The recording captured the entire conversation between Shen Qinghuan and me, from her urging me to leave with nothing to her threats to her faking a stomach ache and lunging at me. Everything was crystal clear. After hearing the recording, the people around understood what had really happened. It was that woman who fell on her own. That's too much, pretending to be pushed and framing someone else. She's so calculating. And here I was feeling sorry for her. Turns out she's a liar. Shen Qinghuan's face turned as pale as paper. She hadn't expected me to have recorded everything. Zhu Yangjing's expression was also grim. He looked at Shen Qinghuan, a flicker of suspicion in his eyes. "Qinghuan, what exactly is going on here?" Zhu Yangjing asked. Yangjing, I didn't mean to, Shen Qinghuan sobbed. I was just so scared that she wouldn't agree to the divorce, so I only wanted to scare her a little. I didn't mean to deceive you. Enough, Zhu Yangjing said coldly. He let go of Shen Qinghuan and stood up looking at me. Lin Jixia, you win, Zhu Yangjing said. I'll sign the divorce agreement, but don't think you'll get much of the assets. The court will decide the fair division, I said. I picked up my bag and turned to leave. At the door I glanced back. Shen Qinghuan was still on the ground crying, while Zhu Yangjing stood there with a dark expression. I let out a cold laugh and walked out of Starbucks. The sunlight fell warmly on me. Shen Qinghuan's petty tricks couldn't hurt me at all. I am no longer the weak and easily bullied Lin Jixia of the past. No one will push me around anymore. A week later, Zhu Yangjing still hadn't signed the divorce agreement. Attorney Zhong told me that Zhu Yangjing had filed a jurisdictional objection, trying to delay the process. It's fine, I said. If he wants to drag this out, let him. I have plenty of time. Besides, the longer he delays, the worse it is for him. You're right, Attorney Zhong said. We've already filed a lawsuit with the court demanding that Shen Qinghuan return the 217 million yuan gifted to her. The court has accepted the case and the trial will be next month. That's great, I said. Thank you, Attorney Zhong. After hanging up, I continued painting. By now, painting had become the most important thing in my life. My illustration collection was half finished, and the publisher's editor was very pleased, saying it would definitely sell well. My Weibo followers had also grown to several 100,000, with many people loving my healing style illustrations. Every day, many people leave me messages, encouraging and supporting me. I feel that my life is becoming increasingly fulfilling and meaningful. That afternoon, as I was painting, my phone rang. It was my mother-in-law, Liu Shuaqin. I hesitated for a moment, then answered. Lin Jixia, where are you? Liu Shuaqin's tone was very unpleasant. I'm at my studio, I said. Is something wrong? Come back to the old house for dinner tonight, Liu Shuaqin said. There's a family banquet and all the relatives are coming. You must be here. I don't have time, I said. I have a lot of work to do. Is work more important than family? Liu Shuaqin said. Let me tell you, you have to come today, otherwise I'll go to your studio and make sure everyone knows what an unfilial daughter-in-law you are. I knew Liu Shuaqin would do exactly what she said. She wanted to pressure me into giving up on the divorce and accepting Shen Qinghuan in front of all the relatives. I thought for a moment and said, fine, I'll come. That's more like it, Liu Shuaqin said. 6 o'clock sharp tonight, don't be late. After hanging up, Xia Ran said to me, don't go, she's definitely up to no good. I know, I said. But I have to go. I want to clarify everything in front of all the relatives, let them know whose fault it really is, then I'll go with you, Xia Ran said. No need, I shook my head. This is between me and the Zhu family. I can handle it myself. Don't worry, I won't be taken advantage of. All right then, Xia Ran said. Call me if anything comes up. Okay, I said. At 6 o'clock in the evening, I arrived at the Zhu family's old house on time. As soon as I entered, I saw all the relatives had gathered. They were sitting in the living room, chatting and laughing. Zhu Yangjing and Shen Qinghuan were there too. Shen Qinghuan was holding Zhu Yangjing's arm and her belly looked even bigger. She was wearing maternity clothes, a smug smile on her face. When I walked in, everyone fell silent and looked at me. Liu Shuaqin came over, took Shen Qinghuan's hand, and announced to all the relatives, let me introduce you, this is Qinghuan. She is carrying our Zhu family's grandson. From now on, she will be our Zhu family's daughter-in-law. The relatives all began congratulating Zhu Yangjing and Liu Shuaqin. Yangjing, congratulations, you're finally going to be a father. Qinghuan is such a wonderful girl, beautiful and gentle. Yes, much better than Lin Jixia. Jixia has been married for 3 years and can't even have a child. Hearing these words, I felt nothing. Liu Shuaqin looked at me smugly and said, Jixia, you saw it yourself. Qinghuan is carrying our Zhu family's grandson. She's a hero to our family. I hope you can be sensible, voluntarily give up the divorce and take good care of Qinghuan. Once she gives birth, the Zhu family won't treat you unfairly. Mother-in-law, you've got it wrong, I said calmly. I'm not here to compromise. I'm here to make it clear to you that Zhu Yangjing and I must get a divorce. What did you say? Liu Shuaqin's face darkened instantly. Lin Jixia, don't be so shameless. Qinghuan is already pregnant with Yanjing's child, and you still want a divorce. Do you want our Zhu family to be a laughingstock? The laughingstock is not me but you, I said. Zhu Yangjing had an affair while married and brought his mistress and her child home. Your Zhu family should be the ones embarrassed, not me. You're talking nonsense, Liu Shuiqin shrieked. Yangjing and Qinghuan are truly in love. If Qinghuan hadn't gone abroad back then, they would have been married long ago. You're the third party. I'm the third party. I laughed. Zhu Yangjing and I have a marriage certificate. We are legally married. Shen Qinghuan is the one who broke up a marriage. You, Liu Shuiqin was so angry she couldn't speak. Lin Jixia, don't go too far, Zhu Yangjing said coldly. I've already tolerated you enough. If you keep talking nonsense, I won't be nice. I'm talking nonsense, I said. Zhu Yangjing, dare you say in front of all these relatives that you haven't traveled with Shen Qinghuan these past 3 years? Dare you say you haven't transferred money to her? Dare you say you haven't wronged me? Zhu Yangjing's face turned red and white, but he couldn't answer. I took out my phone and opened a folder. Inside were all the transfer records from Zhu Yangjing to Shen Qinghuan over the past 3 years, along with flight and hotel bills and their intimate photos. I handed the phone to a relative nearby and asked them to pass it around. Take a look, everyone. Over these 3 years, Zhu Yangjing transferred a total of 217 million yuan to Shen Qinghuan. That money is marital property belonging to both him and me. He took Shen Qinghuan to over 50 countries, all paid for with our shared assets. As for me, in 3 years of marriage, he never bought me a single gift or spent a single anniversary with me. The relatives looked at the evidence on the phone and started buzzing with discussion. Oh my God, Yangjing actually transferred that much money to that woman. So the reason he hasn't been coming home for 3 years is that he's been traveling with her. That's outrageous. How could he treat Jixia like this? Jixia is so pitiful. 3 years of marriage, 3 years of being a neglected wife. Liu Shuiqin's face went as pale as paper. She hadn't expected me to bring out all this evidence and expose them in front of everyone. These are all fakes. She forged them, Liu Shuiqin screamed. Whether they're fakes can easily be verified, I said. I've already hired a lawyer and filed a lawsuit demanding that Shen Qinghuan return the 217 million. The court has accepted the case and the hearing is next month. Shen Qinghuan's expression changed dramatically. She clutched Zhu Yangjing's arm nervously and said, Yangjing, I don't want to return the money. I don't want to. Don't be afraid, I've got this. Zhu Yangjing comforted her, then turned to look at me and said viciously, Lin Jixia, don't go too far. That money was my gift to her. What right do you have to take it back? What right? I said. The right that this money is marital property. You have no right to unilaterally gift it to a third party. The law states that such gifts are invalid and Shen Qinghuan must return every penny. Zhu Yangjing was speechless with rage. And another thing, I continued, I have already filed for divorce in court. I am demanding the division of marital property, including half the ownership of this house and all of your income from the past 3 years, because you committed adultery and misappropriated marital property. I am asking the court to award you a smaller share or even nothing. Lin Jixia, how dare you? Zhu Yangjing roared. Why wouldn't I dare? I said. I have ample evidence of your adultery and property misappropriation. The court will surely rule in my favor. I looked at all the relatives and said loudly, Dear relatives, let me make this clear today. My marriage to Zhu Yangjing is completely over. I will definitely divorce him and take back everything that belongs to me. I hope you will stop urging me to compromise, because I will never forgive someone who betrayed me. With that, I picked up my bag and turned to leave. At the door, I looked back. The living room was in chaos. Liu Shuiqin was sitting on the floor crying. Shen Qinghuan was arguing with Zhu Yangjing, and the relatives were all buzzing with gossip. I gave a cold laugh and walked out of the Zhu family home. The air outside was fresh. I took a deep breath, feeling a great weight lift from my heart. Today, in front of all the relatives, I finally exposed Zhu Yangjing and Shen Qinghuan for who they really were. I finally won justice for myself. Next, I would wait for the court's ruling. I believed the law would give me a fair result. After returning from the Zhu family home, I thought Zhu Yangjing would sign the divorce papers as soon as possible, but he ended up doing something even more outrageous. That morning I went to the bank to withdraw some cash to buy art supplies, but the ATM showed that my bank card had been frozen. I was stunned, thinking the machine had malfunctioned. I tried another ATM, but it still showed the card as frozen. I quickly called the bank to ask why. The bank staff told me that Zhu Yangjing had applied to freeze my card, since this card had been opened after our marriage and was part of the marital property. Zhu Yangjing, as one of the cardholders, had the right to apply for a freeze. I trembled with rage. Zhu Yangjing had frozen my bank card. Did he think that would force me to compromise and give up on the divorce? He was too naive. I immediately called Lawyer Zhong and told her about it. That's outrageous. Lawyer Zhong said angrily, he has no right to freeze your bank card. I will immediately apply to the court to have it unfrozen. Thank you, Lawyer Zhong, I said, but unfreezing it might take some time. I don't have any cash on hand right now. What should I do? Don't worry, Lawyer Zhong said, I'll transfer some money to you first, and you can use that for now. No need, thank you. I said I still have a bank card from before my marriage and there's still some money left on it. That should be enough for me. After hanging up, I was still very upset. Zhu Yangjing is really going too far to force me to give in. He actually froze my bank card. Does he think that's enough to stump me? He's wrong. I am no longer the Lin Zixia who could only depend on him. I have my own income and my own savings. Even if he freezes my bank card, I can still live well. I returned to the studio and told Xia Ran about it. This Zhu Yangjing is absolutely shameless. Xia Ran was furious. Freezing your bank card? Does he think that will force you to give in? How naive. Yeah, I said, he thinks I can't live without him. He has no idea that my illustration income is now higher than his salary. Exactly, Xia Ran said. Ignore him. We don't need his money. By the way, didn't you sign a contract with the publisher last time? The advance payment should be coming soon, right? With that money you'll have even less to fear from him. I nodded. The publisher said they'll transfer the advance to me by the end of this month. Just then my phone rang. It was Zhu Yangjing. I answered. Lin Zixia, how is it? Not feeling great having your bank card frozen? Zhu Yangjing said smugly. Zhu Yangjing, you're so childish, I said. Do you really think freezing my bank card will make me back down? You're way too naive. Naive, Zhu Yangjing said. Let me tell you, unless you drop the lawsuit and give up on the divorce, I will never unfreeze your card. Let's see how you survive. How I survive is none of your concern. I said, I can earn my own money. I don't need yours. You can earn money, Zhu Yangjing sneered. What, by drawing a few lousy pictures? How much could that bring in? Let me tell you, Lin Zixia, without me you're nothing. Oh really? I said, then let's just wait and see. Let's see whether I can live just fine without you. Fine, I'll wait, Zhu Yangjing said. When you can't afford food you'll come crawling back to me. With that he hung up. I put down my phone, absolutely furious. What a scumbag, that's too much. Xia Ran said, Nian Nian, don't be angry, just ignore him. We can rely on ourselves and live perfectly well. I know, I said. I won't get angry. The more he tries to pressure me, the better I want to live. I want to show him how great my life is without him. I took a deep breath, picked up my paintbrush and continued drawing. I turned all my anger and grievance into motivation for my art. I wanted to create more and better pieces, so more people would love my work. I wanted to prove to Zhu Yangjing, through my own ability, that I am not a parasitic vine that depends on him. I am independent, strong Lin Zixia. Over the next few days I stayed in the studio every day, drawing until late before going home. My illustration collection was progressing smoothly, with 2/3 already finished. The publisher's editor looked at my drafts and was very satisfied, promising me the best promotional resources. My Weibo followers kept growing, surpassing 1 million. Many brands reached out to collaborate, wanting me to create illustrations for them. My income kept rising. Zhu Yangjing freezing my bank card had no impact on me whatsoever. That afternoon I received the publisher's advance payment, 200,000 yuan in total. Looking at the credit notification on my phone I smiled. I took out my phone and sent Zhu Yangjing a text. Thank you for freezing my card. It showed me how good it feels to rely on myself. By the way, I just received a 200,000 yuan advance from the publisher. I'm doing really well now. I don't need your money. After sending the message I set my phone aside and continued drawing. Before long Zhu Yangjing called me. I didn't answer. He sent me many texts but I didn't reply either. I knew he must have seen my message and gotten angry, but I didn't care. His emotions no longer had anything to do with me. That evening Xia Ran and I went out for a big meal to celebrate receiving my advance. Nian Nian, you're amazing. Xia Ran raised her glass. To our great illustrator. Thank you, I said with a smile, clinking glasses with her. I knew you could do it, Xia Ran said. See, ever since you left that jerk Zhu Yangjing you've become better and better. Yeah, I said, I've just realized how amazing I really am. I was so foolish before, giving up my dreams for a man who wasn't worth it. It's not too late to wake up now, Xia Ran said. Your future is bound to get brighter and brighter. I nodded. I believe it. After the meal we walked home, the evening breeze blew gently, very pleasant. I looked up at the stars, my heart full of hope. Zhu Yangjing, did you think freezing my bank card would stop me? You were wrong. The more you try to crush me, the more I will bloom. I will use my strength to show you just how foolish your choice was. Days passed. My illustration collection was complete and had been handed over to the publisher. They said it would be officially released next month. The case regarding Shen Qinghuan's return of property was also nearing its court date. Lawyer Zhong told me our evidence was solid, and the odds of winning were high. Everything was moving in a good direction. One morning, Lawyer Zhong called me, saying there was something important to discuss. Xia Ran and I went to the law firm together. Ms. Lin, Ms. Xia, you're here, Lawyer Zhong said. Lawyer Zhong, what's the important matter? I asked. Here's the thing, Lawyer Zhong said. While organizing the evidence on Shen Qinghuan, I found an issue. She took out a photocopy and handed it to me. This is Shen Qinghuan's prenatal test report, submitted to the court by Zhu Yangjing. Look here. I took the report and examined it closely. It showed that Shen Qinghuan was 22 weeks pregnant with a due date in October this year. Is there something wrong with it? I asked. Look at this hospital's official stamp, Lawyer Zhong said. This stamp is fake. I've already called the hospital to verify, and there is no record of a pregnant patient named Shen Qinghuan. I was stunned. Fake? You mean Shen Qinghuan was never pregnant at all? Very likely, Lawyer Zhong said. Moreover, I've discovered that all the prenatal checkup reports Zhu Yangjing provided are from the same hospital and signed by the same doctor, but I looked into it and that doctor retired 2 years ago. My heart skipped a beat. If Shen Qinghuan was never pregnant, then all of her previous actions made perfect sense. She deliberately pretended to be pregnant in order to force me into a divorce, then marry Zhu Yangjing and swindle him out of his assets. This Shen Qinghuan is so calculating, Xia Ran said angrily. She actually faked a pregnancy to trick Zhu Yangjing. Exactly, I said. Zhu Yangjing thought he'd found a treasure, but he was deceived. So what do we do now? Xia Ran asked. We need evidence, Lawyer Zhong said. We need to prove that Shen Qinghuan was never pregnant. That way we can not only recover the assets but also make Zhu Yangjing see her true colors. But how can we prove that she isn't pregnant? I asked. I've already hired a private investigator to look into it, Attorney Zhong said. The detective will tail Shen Qinghuan to see if she goes to the hospital for prenatal checkups or exhibits the behavior of a pregnant woman. I believe we'll have results soon. Good, I said. Thank you, Attorney Zhong. Leaving the law firm, my feelings were complicated. I never expected Shen Qinghuan to be faking a pregnancy. Yang Jing, smart as he was, had been completely fooled by her. It was ridiculous. Still, he deserved it. After all, he had treated me that way back then because of Shen Qinghuan. 3 days later, Attorney Zhong called and said the private investigator had gathered evidence. Xia Ran and I immediately rushed to the law firm. Ms. Lin, take a look, Attorney Zhong said, handing me a stack of photos and a video. These are what the detective captured. I picked up the photos and examined them carefully. In the photo, Shen Qinghuan was wearing tight clothing, drinking and dancing at a bar, and hugging a strange man. In the video, her movements were even more exaggerated, not at all like a pregnant woman in her 5th month. And there's this, said Lawyer Zhong. The investigator found that Shen Qinghuan never went to the hospital for any prenatal checkups. Moreover, she bought a fake belly online to pretend she was pregnant. That woman is terrifying, said Xia Ran. She'll do anything for money. Exactly, I said. If Zhu Yangjing finds out, he'll be furious. That's not all, said Lawyer Zhong. The investigator also found that Shen Qinghuan was involved with 2 other men at the same time. Most of the money she swindled from Zhu Yangjing was transferred to these 2 men. I was shocked. So Shen Qinghuan hadn't just deceived Zhu Yangjing emotionally, she also cheated him out of his money to support other men. Zhu Yangjing was truly pitiful, but he brought it upon himself. So, what should we do now? I asked. We can submit this evidence to the court, Attorney Zhong said. That way the court will definitely rule that Shen Qinghuan must return all the property. Moreover, we can also share this evidence with Zhu Yangjing to let him see Shen Qinghuan's true colors. Okay, I said, let's do that. After a moment's thought I added, but don't tell Zhu Yangjing about the evidence yet. Let's wait until the court session begins, then present it. That will have a better effect. I agree, Xia Ran said. I really want to see the look on Zhu Yanjing's face when he learns the truth. Alright, Attorney Zhong said. Then we'll do it as you suggested. We'll first submit the evidence to the court, and when the trial begins we'll expose Shen Qinghuan's true colors in public. Over the next few days, I waited anxiously for the day of the trial. I felt both nervous and expectant. I looked forward to the moment when Shen Qinghuan and Zhu Yanjing's true faces would be revealed. The day before the court hearing, I received a text message from Zhu Yangjing. Lin Zhixia, I'm asking you one last time, are you going to drop the lawsuit or not? If you do, I can give you 500,000, and we can divorce by agreement. I looked at the message and let out a cold laugh. 500,000, does he think I'm a beggar? I replied. I won't drop the lawsuit. What belongs to me, I will take back every last cent of it. See you in court tomorrow. After sending the message, I put my phone aside. Tomorrow it will all be over. Shen Qinghuan's true face will be exposed, and Zhu Yangjing will pay the price for his foolishness. As for me, I will take back everything that is mine and begin a new life. The day of the court hearing finally arrived. Together with Xia Ran and Attorney Zhong, I arrived at the courthouse early. Not long after, Zhu Yangjing and Shen Qinghuan also showed up. Shen Qinghuan was wearing loose maternity clothes and a face mask, carefully holding her belly as if she really were a pregnant woman. Zhu Yangjing supported her, a hint of impatience on his face. When Zhu Yangjing saw me, his face darkened. Lin Zhixia, don't regret this, Zhu Yangjing said coldly. I won't regret it, I replied. The one who will regret this is you. Zhu Yangjing let out a cold snort, helped Shen Qinghuan into the courtroom, and walked in himself. After the court session began, the judge first conducted a court investigation. The plaintiff's lawyer, Attorney Zhong, began by stating the claims, demanding that Shen Qinghuan return the joint marital property of 217 million yuan that Zhu Yangjing had gifted her. Attorney Zhong then submitted relevant evidence, records of Zhu Yanjing's transfers to Shen Qinghuan, flight and hotel bills, and so on. The defendant's lawyer argued that the money was voluntarily gifted to Shen Qinghuan by Zhu Yangjing as compensation and should not be returned. Zhu Yangjing also stated that he had given the money to Shen Qinghuan willingly and refused to ask for it back. Shen Qinghuan sat at the defendant's table, head bowed, occasionally touching her belly, looking very wronged. Just then Attorney Zhong said, Your Honor, I have additional new evidence to submit. This evidence proves that the defendant Shen Qinghuan engaged in fraudulent behavior, using a fake pregnancy as an excuse to swindle money from Mr. Zhu Yangjing. The judge nodded. Permission granted to submit new evidence. Attorney Zhong brought out photos and videos taken by a private investigator along with Shen Qinghuan's order records for purchasing a fake belly and submitted them to the judge. Your Honor, this evidence proves that the defendant Shen Qinghuan was never pregnant at all. Her pregnancy test records were forged, and her belly was fake. Using a fake pregnancy as an excuse, she swindled both affection and money from Mr. Zhu Yangjing. Moreover, she was also having improper relationships with other men, transferring the money she had defrauded from Mr. Zhu Yangjing to them. The courtroom erupted in uproar. Everyone turned to look at Shen Qinghuan. Her face was pale as paper and her whole body was trembling. Zhu Yangjing was also stunned. He looked at Shen Qinghuan in disbelief. Qinghuan, is this true? You're not pregnant? Brother Yangjing, no, don't listen to her nonsense, Shen Qinghuan said hurriedly. I really am pregnant. All this evidence is forged by them. Forged, Attorney Zhong said. Very well, we can go to the hospital right now for an examination. If you truly are pregnant, we are willing to bear all legal liability. If you are not, then you will face legal responsibility for fraud. Shen Qinghuan's face turned even more unpleasant. She lowered her head, unable to speak. Zhu Yangjing took one look at her and already understood what was going on. He suddenly stood up, pointed at Shen Qinghuan and roared, Shen Qinghuan, how dare you lie to me? Yangjing, I didn't mean to, Shen Qinghuan said tearfully. It's because I love you so much and was afraid you would leave me, so I pretended to be pregnant. I truly love you. Can you forgive me this once? Love me. Zhu Yangjing sneered. You love me and yet you lie to me. You love me and yet you transfer my money to another man. Shen Qinghuan, you liar. Just then Shen Qinghuan suddenly stood up and ran toward the courtroom door, but before she could reach the exit she was stopped by the bailiff. Let me go, let me go, Shen Qinghuan shouted as she struggled. The bailiff led her back to the defendant's seat. The judge tapped the gavel and said, Quiet, the court is now back in session. After the court debate, the judge ultimately ruled within 10 days of this judgment taking effect, the defendant, Shen Qinghuan, must return RMB 217 million to the plaintiff Lin Zhixia. The court acceptance fee shall be borne by the defendant, Shen Qinghuan. The moment the verdict was announced, I breathed a sigh of relief. I won. I finally got my money back. As I walked out of the courthouse, Zhu Yangjing stopped me. He looked haggard, his hair disheveled. Lin Zhixia, I'm sorry, Zhu Yangjing said, looking at me with eyes full of guilt. No, I was wrong. I shouldn't have trusted Shen Qinghuan or treated you that way. Can you forgive me? Let's not get divorced. Let's start over. I looked at him, finding it utterly ridiculous. Zhu Yangjing, what's the point of saying this now? I said. Back then you chose Shen Qinghuan. You kicked me out of the house. You froze my bank card. Now that she's deceived you, you finally remember my worth. It's too late. I know it's too late to say anything now, Zhu Yangjing said, but I truly realize I was wrong. I'll treat you well from now on and make up for the hurt I caused you. Please give me another chance, won't you? Impossible, I said firmly. Zhu Yangjing, what's between us is already over. It ended the moment you brought Shen Qinghuan home. I won't give you another chance to hurt me. With that, I stepped around him and left with Xia Ran and attorney Zhong. Zhu Yangjing stood there watching my retreating figure, motionless for a long time. I knew he must be full of regret now, but regret is useless. Some wounds once inflicted cannot be healed. Some chances once missed never come again. Back then, he treated me that way for his first love. Now he must bear the consequences. As I got into the car, Xia Ran said to me, Nian Nian, you were so cool just now. Seeing Zhu Yangjing so regretful was so satisfying. I smiled. Yeah, it's finally over. Next up is the divorce case, Xia Ran said. With this ruling, we'll definitely win the divorce case too. I nodded. I believe so. The car started moving. The scenery outside continuously receding. I looked out the window, feeling very calm. The matter with Shen Qinghuan is resolved. Next is the divorce. Once the divorce case is over, I'll be completely free. I can focus on painting, on doing what I love. My future is bright. Shen Qinghuan, due to fraud, was not only ordered to return 217 million yuan but was also sentenced by the court to 1 year in prison, suspended for 2 years. Unable to pay back the money, the court seized all her assets, including the house, car, and luxury goods Zhu Yangjing had bought for her. Because of this incident, Zhu Yangjing became a laughingstock in his social circle. His company was also affected, with several key clients terminating their cooperation. The company's performance plummeted. Only then did he realize that he had lost not just money but also his reputation and career, and all of it was his own doing. He began to regret it. He regretted not cherishing me back then, regretted treating me that way for Shen Qinghuan. He started desperately trying to contact me. He called and texted me every day. When I didn't answer, he would use a different number. He waited for me outside my studio every day, sending flowers and gifts, but I never paid him any attention. I have moved on from the past and no longer want any involvement with him. One morning while I was painting in my studio, Xia Ran rushed in and said, Nian Nian, it's bad. Zhu Yangjing's mother is here, making a huge scene downstairs and demanding to see you. I frowned. Why is Liu Shuaqin here? What does she want? I asked. What else? She's definitely here to plead for her son, begging you to forgive Zhu Yangjing. Xia Ran said, I've already had the security stop her, but she's causing a big commotion downstairs and it looks really bad. I thought about it and said, I'll go down and take a look. Don't go, Xia Ran said. She's definitely up to no good. I've already called the police. They'll be here soon. It's okay, I said. I actually want to make things clear with her and tell her not to bother me anymore. Xia Ran and I went downstairs together. Sure enough, Liu Shuaqin was making a huge scene in the lobby. Lin Zhixia, get out here, you heartless woman, Liu Shuaqin shouted. My son already knows he was wrong, so why won't you forgive him? Are you trying to drive him to his death? A crowd had gathered, pointing and whispering about us. When Liu Shuaqin saw me coming down, she immediately rushed over trying to grab my hair. Fortunately, the security guard stopped her. Lin Zhixia, you homewrecker, Liu Shuaqin cursed. If it weren't for you, how could my son have ended up like this? It's all your fault. What did I do? I said coldly. Your son cheated during our marriage and brought another woman home. He was the one fooled by someone else. What does that have to do with me? If you hadn't insisted on the divorce, how could my son have turned out like this? Liu Shuaqin said. Lin Zhixia, let me tell you, you have to forgive my son and remarry him, otherwise I'll come here every day and cause a scene making it impossible for you to work. Go ahead, I said. If you keep this up, I'll call the police and report you for causing a disturbance, and I'll sue you in court for damaging my reputation. You, Liu Shuaqin was speechless with rage. Just then the police arrived after hearing the situation. They gave Liu Shuaqin a warning and told her to leave immediately or they would take her away. Liu Shuaqin didn't dare cause any more trouble. She glared at me viciously and slunk away. Watching her retreating figure, I breathed a sigh of relief. She's finally gone, Xia Ran said. That old lady is completely unreasonable. Yeah, I said, I hope she doesn't come back. Back in the studio I tried to continue painting, but I couldn't calm down. The harassment from Zhu Yangjing and Liu Shuaqin was making me very agitated. I needed to find a way to put an end to this once and for all. That afternoon as I was painting, my phone rang. It was Zhu Yangjing. I hesitated, then answered. Jixia, I'm sorry, Zhu Yangjing said, his voice weary. My mother came to see you today and caused you trouble. I apologize on her behalf. That's not necessary, I said. I hope you both can stop disturbing my life from now on. I know, Zhu Yangjing said, but I truly understand my mistakes now. Jixia, I've finally realized who really cares about me. I was so foolish before, fooled by Shen Qinghuan. Please give me another chance, okay? I'll treat you right. Zhu Yangjing, I've said this many times already. I said, we're done. I won't give you another chance. Why? Zhu Yangjing asked. I've admitted my mistakes. Why can't you forgive me? After all, we were married. Married? I laughed. Zhu Yangjing, you talk about our marriage. How did you treat me? You didn't come home for 3 years traveling the world with another woman. You brought your pregnant first love home and asked me to move to the guest room. You froze my bank accounts to pressure me into giving in. When you did all those things, did you ever think about our marriage? Zhu Yangjing was at a loss for words. Zhu Yangjing, it's too late, I said. I'm not the same Lin Jixia who loved you anymore. I have my own career now, my own life. I'm doing very well. Please don't bother me again. With that, I hung up and blocked Zhu Yangjing's number. I took a deep breath, feeling much lighter inside. I had finally said what I needed to say. I hoped Zhu Yangjing would stop pestering me. I picked up my paintbrush and continued painting. The sunlight streamed through the window onto the paper, warm and bright. My future was promising. I will never let anyone ruin my life again. 3 months later, my first illustrated book, New Beginnings, was officially published. On the day of its release, it topped the bestseller charts on Dangdang and JD.com. Many readers loved my illustrations, saying my art healed their hearts. To celebrate the book's success, the publishing house decided to hold a solo exhibition of my illustrations, themed New Beginnings, symbolizing saying goodbye to the past and embracing a new life. On the opening day of the exhibition, many people came, my fans, media reporters, and well-known figures from the industry. Xia Ran and lawyer Zhong also came, bustling about to help me, even more excited than I was. Nian Nian, you're amazing. Xia Ran hugged me and said, look, so many people are here and they all love your art. Yes, I said with a smile. I didn't expect so many people to come either. You deserve all of this, Xia Ran said. With all your hard work and talent, you should have become famous long ago. The opening ceremony began. I stepped onto the stage, looked at the audience and felt deeply moved. Hello everyone, I is illustrator Lin Jixia, I said. Thank you all so much for coming to my solo illustration exhibition today. This illustration collection, New Beginnings records my emotional journey over the past year, from confusion to clarity, from pain to growth. I hope my paintings can bring you a little warmth and strength. Thank you. Warm applause erupted from the audience. After the opening ceremony, I began guiding the visitors through my illustrations. My illustrations are divided into 3 parts: farewell, growth, and new beginnings. The first part, farewell, depicts my 3 years of marital life filled with oppression and pain. The second part, growth, portrays my struggles and efforts after divorce, brimming with strength and hope. The third part, new beginnings, shows my current life, full of sunshine and warmth. The audience watched attentively, occasionally letting out exclamations of admiration. Many people took photos in front of my painting as souvenirs. Just then, a familiar figure appeared in the crowd. It was Zhu Yangjing. He was holding a bouquet of white roses, standing at the back of the crowd, quietly watching me. My brows furrowed. Why was he here? Xia Ran also saw him and said to me, Nian Nian, ignore him, I'll go drive him away. No need, I said, I'll go talk to him myself. I walked toward Zhu Yangjing. Seeing me approach, his eyes lit up. Jixia, Zhu Yangjing said, "Congratulations, your illustration exhibition is a great success." "Thank you," I said indifferently. "Why are you here?" "I came to see you," Zhu Yangjing said. "I bought your illustration collection, it's very well done, I've read it many times and every piece moves me." "Thank you," I said. "If there's nothing else, I need to get back to my work." "Zhixia, wait a moment." Zhu Yangjing stopped me. "I have something to say to you." "Say whatever it is directly," I said. Zhu Yangjing took a deep breath, knelt on one knee and raised the white roses and diamond ring in his hand. "Zhixia, I know I did many wrong things in the past and hurt you." Zhu Yangjing looked at me, his eyes filled with sincerity and regret. "But now I truly know I was wrong, I've already lost so much, I can't lose you too. Are you willing to give me another chance and marry me?" Everyone around was stunned, they gathered around, taking photos with their phones, the media reporters also raised their cameras snapping pictures of us, all eyes were on me waiting for my answer. Zhu Yangjing looked at me, his eyes full of hope. I looked back at him, my heart completely calm. I said quietly, "Zhu Yangjing, I'm sorry, I don't want to." Zhu Yangjing's face changed instantly. "Zhixia, why, I already know I was wrong. I'll treat you well from now on, please give me another chance, okay?" "Zhu Yangjing, some wounds once inflicted can never be healed," I said. "The pain you caused me back then cannot be erased with a simple "I'm sorry." I've let go of the past and started a new life. I hope you can let go too and stop pestering me." "I can't let go," Zhu Yangjing said. "Zhixia, I can't live without you. Without you, what meaning does my life have? Whether your life has meaning is none of my business." I said, "Zhu Yangjing, we are already divorced. What was between us ended long ago. Please stop disturbing my life." With that, I walked around him and turned away. "Zhixia," Zhu Yangjing shouted behind me. "I'll wait for you, I'll keep waiting." I didn't look back, my steps were firm as I walked forward. The surrounding crowd buzzed with chatter. "Who is that man? Why is he proposing at a time like this? He seems to be her ex-husband. I heard he cheated, brought his white moonlight home and abandoned her. Oh my God, how dare he show his face to propose?" "Exactly, so shameless." Lin Zhixia did the right thing rejecting him. Listening to these remarks, I felt very calm. I knew that after today, Zhu Yangjing would likely stop bothering me. I had finally broken free from him completely. When I reached Xia Ran, she gave me a big hug. "Nian Nian. That was so awesome," Xia Ran said. "Good for you for rejecting him, that scumbag doesn't deserve any chance." I smiled. "Yeah, it's finally over." I looked at my paintings in the exhibition hall, at the people who loved my work, and my heart was filled with happiness. I had finally become the person I wanted to be. I was no longer that housewife dependent on a man. I was Lin Zhixia, an independent, confident and successful illustrator. My future will only get better and better. After the illustration exhibition, my fame grew even more. Many publishing houses approached me for collaboration, wanting me to publish more illustration collections. Many brands also asked me to be their spokesperson, and my income kept rising with the money I earned. I bought a house of my own. It wasn't big, but it was very cozy. I decorated it in my favorite style and placed a large easel in the living room. Every morning I wake up in the sunlight and start painting. In the afternoon I take a walk in the park or read at a cafe. In the evening I have dinner and chat with Xia Ran. My life is simple and happy. 6 months later, the court granted me a divorce from Zhu Yangjing. Because he had cheated during the marriage and transferred joint property, the court awarded the house to me, and I received 60% of the deposits and company shares under Zhu Yangjing's name. Finally, I got back everything that belonged to me. On the day of the divorce, Zhu Yangjing came to see me again. He looked even more haggard, with much more gray in his hair. "Zhixia, I wish you happiness," he said. "I was the one who wronged you. I hope you have a good life from now on." "Thank you," I said. "Same to you." With that I turned and walked away. That was the last time I ever saw Zhu Yangjing. Later, I heard that his company went bankrupt. He sold off all his possessions to pay off the debts. Then he left the city and no one knows where he went. After Shen Qinghuan's probation period ended, she also left the city. I heard she moved to another place and married an ordinary man. Liu Shuoqin also turned gray overnight because of her son's bankruptcy. She lives alone in the old house, living a desolate life. None of this has anything to do with me anymore. I have let go of the past and started a new life. A year later, my second illustrated collection, Turning Toward the Sun, was published. This collection records my life after the divorce, filled with sunshine and warmth. On the day of its release, it sold out completely. I held my second solo illustration exhibition, themed Born Toward the Sun. On the day of the opening ceremony, even more people came. My fans held up posters of me and called out my name. Watching them, my heart was filled with emotion. I stepped onto the stage, looked at the audience below and said with a smile, "Hello everyone, I am illustrator Lin Zhixia. Thank you all so much for your continued support and companionship. There was a time when I thought my life would remain dark forever, but later I realized that as long as you don't give up on yourself, and as long as you bravely move forward, you will surely welcome your own sunshine. I hope my paintings can bring you more warmth and strength. Thank you all." Warm applause broke out from the audience. After the opening ceremony, I guided the audience through my illustrations. Seeing the paintings full of sunshine and the smiles on the visitors' faces, I felt a deep sense of accomplishment. Xia Ran walked over to me and said with a smile, "Nian Nian, you're the hottest illustrator in the country right now." "That's an exaggeration," I said with a laugh. "It's true," Xia Ran said. "Oh, I have some great news for you. The International Illustration Competition Committee just called me to say that You're Born Toward the Sun won the Gold Award next month. You'll go to France to accept the prize." I was stunned. "Really? Of course it's true," Xia Ran said. "Why would I lie to you?" I hugged Xia Ran excitedly. "That's wonderful, I'm so happy. I knew you could do it," Xia Ran said. That night I went alone to the riverbank. The river breeze felt soothing. Gazing at the lights on the water, my heart was calm. 3 years ago, I was a stay-at-home wife trapped in the cage of marriage, struggling in pain and despair every day. Now, I've become an internationally renowned illustrator and realized my dream. Over these 3 years, I've endured much pain and many setbacks, but I've also grown a lot, learned to love myself, learned to be independent, and learned to face life bravely. I finally understand that a woman's happiness is never given by a man, it's earned by herself. As long as you don't give up on yourself and keep moving forward courageously, you will surely welcome your own sunshine. I took out my phone and called my mother back in my hometown. "Hello Mom," I said. "Nian Nian." My mother's voice was gentle. "Is the illustration exhibition going well?" "Very well," I said. "Mom, I have good news. My artwork won the Gold Award at the International Illustration Competition. Next month I'm going to France to accept the prize." "Really, that's amazing," my mother said excitedly. "Nian Nian, I'm so proud of you. In the past, I was wrong to always push you to swallow your pride. I'm sorry." "Mom, that's all in the past," I said. "I don't blame you. Good child," my mother said. "Take care of yourself out there. I'll be waiting for you to come home." "I know, Mom," I said. After hanging up, I looked at the stars in the sky and smiled with relief. Everything in the past is truly over. Now I have my own career, my own home and family and friends who love me. I live happily and fully. The road ahead is still long, but I know that as long as I keep striving toward the sun, I will definitely have an even brighter future. I turned and walked toward home. The moonlight draped over me like a silver veil. My steps were steady and strong.